Sodom and Gomorrah, Planet 9, Planet X, Nibiru, is not a Sumerian fairy tale, but the proof of a universal catastrophe. More than 6,000 years ago, the Sumerian civilization appeared, which had all the signs of a highly developed one. They used the ternary counting system and knew the Fibonacci numbers. The Sumerian texts contain information about the origin, development, and structure of our solar system. In the image of the solar system, the Sumerians placed an unknown large planet between Mars and Jupiter, the 12th planet in the Sumerian system. The Sumerians called this mysterious planet Nibiru, which means crossing planet. The order of this planet, a highly elongated ellipse, crosses the solar system every 3,600 years. The next passage of Nibiru through our solar system is expected between the year 2100 and 2158. According to the Sumerians, planet Nibiru was inhabited by conscious beings, the Anunnaki. Their lifespan was 360,000 Earth years. They were real giants, women from 10 to 12 feet tall, men from 13 to 16 feet tall. Nibiru is a distant and unexplored giant planet not located in any system and freely traveling through outer space. Its current location remains unknown, as is the solar or stellar system in which it might have originated. Obviously, the planet itself remains unexplored, even its appearance. This planet passes by our planet. It passed by our planet in the year 1500 BC and touched the edge of the protective layer of our system. The passage was too close, and with it, various space debris entered the Earth's atmospheric layer, which was sucked in like a funnel during the approach of Nibiru and the Earth. It is possible that during this time there was a fall of meteorites that left traces all over the Earth. There is a description of this incident in the Bible. Everyone knows the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Then Lot received a warning that he must urgently leave the place where he lived. During the flight, his wife stopped and turned around, but immediately turned into a pillar of salt. What happened? Why did she turn into a saline salt, supposedly from the wrath of God? And at this time, the planet Nibiru passed in the orbit of the Earth, a huge space block, the main mineral composition of which was various salts, was drawn into the atmospheric layer of our planet without completely burning down, fell to the surface. Well, obviously she must have turned into something like what the bodies of the ancient Italians in Pompeii looked like. Now, from the impact, the salt particles scattered into fine dust, covering everything around with a dense layer. People, animals, plants turned into salt pillars. The fall of the salt meteorite created a depression in the soil, and water poured into it, forming a lake, a sea. On modern-day geolocation, this is the salty Dead Sea. The sea arose as a result of a mega earthquake, which is described in the Bible as a punishment for the sins of the inhabitants of the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Sumerian witness to the biblical catastrophe. At the end of March 2008, rocket propulsion scientists Alan Bond and Mark Hemsel, who lectures in astronautics and at the University of Bristol in the UK, published a book in which the death of Sodom and Gomorrah was unequivocally linked to an impact from space. They claimed that they read it on an ancient clay tablet, an artifact from the British Museum known as the Planisphere. A tablet, a kind of disc, with drawings in cuneiform writing, was found by archaeologist Henry Layard back in the middle of the 19th century in the ruins of the library of the royal palace in Nineveh, the ancient capital of the Assyrian state. Hemsel and Bond assured that the testimonies of the man who became an eyewitness to that prehistoric catastrophe, perhaps the largest in the history of mankind, were recorded in cuneiform. The Sumerian astronomer spoke about the rapidly approaching fireball, describing its trajectory and the location of the constellations in the sky. Based on the data gleaned from the planisphere and with the help of a computer program, Hempsel and Bond recreated a picture of the prehistoric starry sky, and they found out that the asteroid fell in the wee hours of June 29, 3123 BC. The date, albeit with a stretch, fits into the timeline outlined by U.S. archaeologists. But the asteroid did not fall on Sodom and Gomorrah, but on the Tyrol region of the current Austrian Alps. According to the scientists, the following happened. The red-hot fragments of the exploded celestial body rushed along, burning and destroying everything in its path up to the land of Jordan. It was enough to incinerate Sodom and Gomorrah, located there. Scientists emphasize that the catastrophic events associated with the fall of an asteroid are noted not only in the Bible but also in many ancient myths. For example, in the most famous about Phaeton, who could not cope with the fiery chariot of his father Helios and fell from the sky. The Dead Sea. The mineralogical composition of the salt of the Dead Sea differs significantly from the composition of the salt of other seas. It contains about 50.8% magnesium chloride, 14.4% calcium chloride, 30.4% sodium chloride, and 4.4% potassium chloride. The salt is low in sulfates but relatively high in bromides. This allowed the Dead Sea to turn into a unique healing resort created by nature and attracting millions of tourists from all over the world. In addition to the unique composition of salts, the Dead Sea is also known for its healing mud, which is extracted from the bottom of this lake. Silt sulfide mud of the Dead Sea is highly mineralized, up to 300 grams per liter, with a high content of bromine, iodine, and hormone-like substances. The famous Qumran manuscripts were also found in the vicinity of the Dead Sea. These are more than 600 manuscripts, proving that the Jewish sect of the Essenes back in the 2nd century BC professed principles that are surprisingly similar to the Gospel commandments. The first scrolls with manuscript from Qumran were accidentally found by a Bedouin boy in 1947. The biblical cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were located in the Dead Sea area. In the northern part of the Dead Sea, an echo sounder at the sea bottom at the depth of almost 1,300 feet found some structures of regular geometric shape, presumably the remains of an ancient settlement. And this is on Solask. I find this fascinating. A lot must have happened in our antiquity. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.